Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, I'm going to go over Pixar Lamp from the Pixar series. Pixar Lamp has the same drop rates as Socks, so at 36.36%, assuming that you don't have any of the new Tsums for this month, but you've collected all of the Tsums that's available in the premium box already. His ability description is clears groups of Tsums in one go, and I'll get into his ability a little bit later, but let's take a look at his stats first. In order to activate Pixar Lamp's ability, you'll need to clear anywhere between 15 to 20 Pixar Lamps off their screen. This number is going to depend on which skill level you have Pixar Lamp at, but I'll get into that a little bit later as well. His minimum score is 160 with a maximum score of 895. So Pixar Lamp isn't necessarily that amazing for score, it's roughly in the average zone. Not the best, but not the worst. You wouldn't necessarily use Pixar Lamp to get a high score. But if you want to get Pixar Lamp to skill level 6, it's relatively easy. You'll only need to get a total of 29 copies of him in the premium box. And by the way, if you guys are enjoying this type of content where I review Tsums and do monthly leaks, please consider subscribing, it really helps me out a lot. Alright, so let's get into the skill chart. There are two different things that will happen when you level up Pixar Lamp's skill. So whenever you level him up, it's going to require one less Tsum to activate his ability. And also the skill range will increase. Now, Pixar Lamp's ability does have two components. First, he stomps across the screen, and then the final burst when he turns his lamp around. So the 3 stomps that he makes, that's going to be standard. Regardless of what skill level you have him at, that's always going to be the same. He's always going to stomp 3 times across the screen, but the difference is at the very end when he turns around and looks at the screen, the skill range there is going to be different. So at skill level 1, the skill range is extra small, and then when you get him maxed out at skill level 6, the skill range is extra large, and it's going to be a circle radius, so it's really big. And also at skill level 1, you're going to need a total of 20 Pixar Lamps cleared off the screen to activate the ability, whereas for skill level 6, you're going to only need 15. So the idea here is that the higher the skill level you have him, the more abilities you'll be able to activate per game. What I also want to show you guys are the gameplays for skill level 1, 2, and 3. So this portion of the video, I'm going to show you just the gameplay for all 3 of these skill levels. And keep in mind the major difference here is 2 things, the skill range. So for skill level 1, the skill range is extra small, skill level 2, it's small, and skill level 3, the skill range is going to be medium. And then as for how many Tsums will be required to activate the ability, for skill level 1, it's going to be 20. Skill level 2 is going to be 19, and skill level 3 will be 18. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about strategy. And Pixar Lamp's strategy is relatively the same as Socks. What you want to do here is you want to be able to use the carryover effect. So spam the ability button or the skill button on the bottom left hand corner when you're at about 75% charged up. So at skill level 1 here right now, you'll want to start tapping that ability button, because what ends up happening is once you're fully charged and you clear additional Tsums off the screen, that extra Tsum that you cleared will go into the next charge up. So as an example, for skill level 1, to activate Pixar Lamp's ability, you'll need to clear a total of 20 Tsums off the screen. But if you, let's say, clear 25 Tsums off the screen, those extra 5 will go into the next charge up. So the next time you're trying to charge up Pixar Lamp, you only need to clear a total of 15 to activate the ability. So as you see here on the bottom left hand corner, I already have some Tsums already saved up because I cleared additional Tsums that's not required to activate the ability. The second tip I have for you when you're using Pixar Lamp is before you activate the ability, try to clear away those magic bubbles on the bottom of the screen, actually even like the middle area, essentially wherever the lamp is going to stomp across. Because if you have a bubble there, it's going to impede with those stomps. And if you notice that those stomps that's jumping across the screen, they range from anywhere between 4 to 8. So if you're able to get a stomp that's 7 or above, it's going to create a magic bubble. And if you have that magic bubble, it does become useful to either speed up the fever charge up or even get you to the next charge up. It's very useful. But if you have a bubble that's in the way, you'll never be able to get a magic bubble. And it's a little bit random as well, but you just want to maximize your chance. And it might be a little bit helpful to hit the fan button to just get all the Tsums settled down before you activate the ability. If you have too many bubbles on the bottom of the screen, those stomps aren't going to be as effective and you won't get additional bubbles. Alright, so next I want to show you guys the abilities activated at the same time, and then I'm also going to slow this down so we know exactly what's happening. So again, essentially what will happen is that Pixar Lamp is going to stomp across the screen. So I want you to pay attention here. You'll see that for skill level 2, I got all 6s in this middle, and only skill level 1, I got 8. But you see these numbers are relatively consistent. They're going to be anywhere between 3 to 8. They're not going to be any different between all 3 of the skill level. And if you were paying attention to skill level 1, you'll notice that one of the chains was a total of 8, which generated a magic bubble. So sometimes you may get lucky where 3 of them are 7, 7, and 8. In those cases, you're going to get 3 magic bubbles there. And if you're playing a mission that you're trying to get a lot of bubbles per game, you may want to use the bubble item. Bubble item allows you to get a bubble as long as you make a chain of 6 instead of 7. So that will allow you to get more bubbles per game. And with this Tsum that's available here, you're likely going to get at least 3 bubbles every single time you activate the ability. So this is going to be the skill range for skill level 1, 2, and 3. You'll notice that for skill level 3, it's significantly bigger than skill level 1. So this is the only part where if you have a higher skill level, it's going to change. The higher the skill level, the bigger this circle is going to be. So proceeding here, you can see that for skill level 1, I got a chain of 17. Skill level 2, I got a chain of 21. And finally, for skill level 3, I got a chain of 24. So these are going to vary depending on your gameplay. It's not going to be consistent. It really depends on how well your Tsums are settled down before you activate the ability. It's going to vary about plus or minus 5, and if you're waiting to activate the ability or not. But in my opinion, this is not a Tsum where you need to set up the screen because during the animation, it doesn't freeze. So overall, I think that Pixar Lamp is a very iconic Tsum. Pixar Lamp essentially is in every single Pixar movie at the opening scene. So if you ever watch a Pixar movie, he's going to be in the very beginning of every single movie. It's just a little unfortunate that this Tsum is not necessarily an amazing Tsum. He's not going to be great for coins and not really that great for score either. So because of that, I would recommend you to skip on Pixar Lamp unless you really like to collect Tsums. I really like Pixar Lamp because he reminds me of all the Pixar movies that's available and all of the opening scenes that changes over time. But if you ask me if he's a really good Tsum to use for functionality wise, not really. Maybe for bubble making, but other than that, really not that great. There are other Tsums that you could use that mix bubbles, so for that reason I would say save your coins and don't invest in Pixar Lamp. But regardless, let's take a look at the results for these 3 gameplays. For skill level 1, I ended up with 1,111 coins exactly, so all 1111. For skill level 2, I got 1,302 coins, and for skill level 3, I ended up with 1,840. So if you're planning to use the 5-4 and coin boost, you could start using it at skill level 3, but not recommended because it's going to cost you more to use it. You're really banking that the coin fairy is going to pay you a visit and give you that boost. As for score, I got 3.7 million for skill level 1, and actually for skill level 2 it went down. Likely my supporting Tsums weren't maxed out, so I got 3.4. And then for skill level 3, I got 4.5 million. So as you can see here, not amazing for score. Definitely, I would say save your coins, not worth investing in unless you are a collector and really like the lamp like I do. So that's my review for a Pixar Lamp. I hope that you guys found this video helpful or at least entertaining. And if you guys would like to see more Tsum Tsum content just like this, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching.